Absolutely all the leaks, release date, wrong channels closing, and much more we will see in this video. Hello everyone, and let's not delay and talk about everything about the second episode right away. The first and probably one of the most important spoilers today is this picture from Gooseworx's Twitter account, which shows already known characters, Jax, Kinger, and Ragatha. By the way, I told you a long time ago that Jax and Kinger will definitely take part in the Sweet Journey, because we can clearly see them on one of the very first spoilers we were shown in the trailer. And next to this spoiler we saw another image with a very surprised or scared Kinger, and as we can easily guess, the events take place in Candy Canyon Kingdom again. What can we take from this? We will definitely see 4 new characters. The most popular new character, Princess, a dinosaur or crocodile named Dino, a horrible chocolate boss, and of course a very scared blue mannequin. I could go on and on about absolutely every leak and fan art I can think of, but I want this video to be as informative as possible for you. So let's just stick to the aforementioned spoilers for now. Kinger will give us absolutely no information, except that something terrible has indeed happened that has shaken our chess piece so much, but his desperate look makes me laugh for some reason. It's much more interesting to watch one of the latest Gooseworx leaks where Kinger is in a trance as usual and doesn't understand anything that's going on around him. Jax doesn't do anything out of the ordinary either, and like in the pilot episode, he puts an ironic smile on his face, most likely after making a rude joke about Ragatha. I almost forgot about our Ragatha, who is ready to tear out every last hair on her head to prove Jax wrong. Or maybe that's just her way of showing her anger. In any case, this scene from the new episode is a direct reference to the scene from the pilot episode when Jax said he had the keys to all the rooms, and that made Ragatha very angry. We'll talk about the rest of the spoilers throughout the video, so don't worry, I won't forget any details. But before I go on about the leaks, I think it's only right to tell you about the date when we'll see the new episode. The first indication of the release date was this post from the Glitch channel team, published on February 23rd. In it, we got a lot of information, but the key for us is this part where they mentioned a tentative date, namely May 2024. Let's remember the day we first saw the pilot episode of Digital Circus. It was October 14, 2023, and it's been 5 months since then. And even if we take into account that at the time of the release of the pilot episode, not even one frame of the new episode was finished, 5 months is a huge amount of time anyway. But we'll talk about that later. For now, let's rely on the leaks that have been officially shown to us and build our line on that basis. Since the release of the trailer of the new episode or season, as it is convenient to call it, we started active actions to attract the audience to the new episode. One of the most important events is active promotion of purchase of Digital Circus, and as far as I know, this usually happens just before some big event. But why am I so sure, you ask? The answer is simple. It's all about money. The closer a project gets to release, the more money is needed to make it happen. And that means that there is at least one argument in favor of the earliest possible release date, as stated in Glitch's post. And the first and one of the most recent leaks will be a picture of Pomni, Gangle, and Ragatha. But the most interesting is the description of this leak. Look out Pomni, she's right behind you. That's what Gooseworx wanted to tell us, and after reading this post, I became really uncomfortable. I had the feeling that these words are not Gooseworx at all, but the character who looks directly at Pomni. And as you might guess, I'm talking about Ragatha right now. Perhaps this is how our doll intended to warn Pomni of the impending danger. And judging by the face of Pomni at that moment, Ragatha was able to do everything in time. The face of Pomni looks very strange. On the one hand, you can see she's very scared, but the other half of her face shows us surprise. It is as if Pomni does not understand what her friend wants to say to her and does not understand who to take a shit. And now we come to the main character of our leak. Gangle. It is this depressed girl who poses the main threat to Pomni. And if you think about the pilot episode, where Gangle looked sad all the time, this leak is the reverse. Gangle sneaks quietly to Pomni with a very intimidating look on his face. It seems that Gangle wants to hurt our main character. But why would she do that? The answer is hidden in the same pilot episode. Remember how brutally Jax bullied Gangle, and perhaps to get rid of this, Gangle had to turn to Kane for help. As we all know, Pomni was the main cause of Kane's stress in the pilot episode, and perhaps in exchange for her protection, Kane asked Gangle to make Pomni stop quietly living in a digital circus. And as we all know, the more stress a character experiences, the faster his final song gets. Or maybe Gangle just wanted to scare Pomni into some game without pursuing any malice. I would also like to tell you about another leak. Still remember the scene between Jax and Zooble, and this leak refers to that very scene. But in this image, we clearly see a satisfied Jax face who is clearly not going to do anything bad. Zooble, as usual, looks very haughty, But what's most interesting is that the Zooble suit is different from what we saw in the pilot episode. To be honest, I think this leak is just a reference to the pilot episode and also shows us a new Zooble outfit. But something serious in this leak was definitely not hidden by the creators. Our trailer starts with the shots the creators showed us a long time ago, namely from the Pomni room, but at the same time we are shown a view from above. And right after that we see a very enthusiastic and happy Kane telling us that the pilot episode of Digital Circus managed to reach its main goal, to collect 1 viewing. Well, we know that this goal was exceeded 271 million times. And as soon as Pomni asked if that's how it's supposed to work, Kane immediately told her to shut up and promised to show her a lot. Well, of course, I was very surprised by this shot with Kane as a very cute and pretty girl. Then Kane says that Pomni's cute crying face has left a very big mark on the internet. And we are apparently shown various thumbnails that show something so unpleasant that the creators decided to blur these images. Then the really interesting spoilers start. One of them was the new location. Many were sure that in the new episode we will learn more about the lake or the amusement park, but the creators decided to surprise us with something new and showed Candy Canyon Kingdom. Let's talk a bit about this location. At first glance it might seem like there's nothing interesting here, but if you take a closer look at this location, you'll notice that there are at least 2 of our old characters in this car, namely Jax and Kinger, and I'm sure all the others are there as well, but since they're all lower than these 2, we just can't see them. And of course, in the Amazing Digital Circus, things can't be that simple, and instead of a horse, I saw a very strange creature that is obviously not happy with what is happening to him. I won't torture you too long and tell you who it is. Remember one of the leaks from Gooseworx where we were shown this interesting character called the Gummy Elephant? I think the resemblance is obvious. Then we are shown one of the scenes from the new episode, which happens to take place in this colorful and bright place. But I think everyone has noticed the contrast that is felt from the very first seconds of watching. Outside, everything is bright and sweet, but inside it's more like some kind of escape movie from an old building. And Kinger holding a shotgun makes you think of the horrors our characters will face in Candy Canyon Kingdom. The only thing I still don't understand is what exactly is he doing? Is he trying to hit something, or is he just trying to end the life of one of the characters? I was also amused by the reference to McDonald's with Jax in the lead role. We all know that many customers in such establishments can be very rude to the staff, and so Kane could teach Jax a lesson by making him experience all the humiliation he inflicts on the other inhabitants of the Digital Circus. Very interesting was the fragment with the unfinished project of another new location. This stadium is still under construction, and I'm not even sure if we'll see it in the next episode. I wouldn't have paid any attention to this scene at all if it wasn't for the fact that it was a perfect lead-in to one of the most important parts of this trailer. Meet the new characters. Some of them we already saw in one of the old leaks, and to be honest, I'm surprised by the quality of Gooseworx and Glitch's work. We've already seen this weird blue monster, the pink princess. This green creature has also been shown to us. This character was the most mysterious for me, and if everything was clear with the previous ones, then I had problems to find out his identity. And after watching the trailer, I am sure that this character is the same dinosaur cowboy we will meet in Candy Canyon Kingdom. And then Kane again predicts that now a huge crowd of fans will be spiking our old characters with new ones. And once Pomni asks, "Is that a cry for help?" Kane turns into some kind of toy and floats. And then Bubble shows up and asks for support for the new episode. And of course we were shown a little commercial with toys, keychains, plastic figures, and clothes. But I think those who are interested can just go to the official site and see for themselves, and you will not spend much time here. And at the end, we see the sentence, "Episodes will come out when they are ready." And that's the end of it. Bye-bye everybody. Bye-bye.